Every first weekend in October, for as long as many of us can remember, thousands of runners and walkers have taken over Allen Parkway near downtown for the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. This race has traditionally been the largest fundraiser for Komen Houston. Last year, COVID forced the race to go virtual, but this year, the race is back with several changes. Ashley Dedmon knows all about the Komen Race, a source of strength and support when she needed it. She's now the Community Programs Manager for the Houston area. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, Kimbrell. Thank you for having me.
Good to see you. Before we talk about the race itself, your personal story, you can help provide some important information for viewers who may be trying to make tough decisions. Talk about your family cancer history. You had a number of generations in your family that had breast cancer, and that led you to be proactive. Talk about that.
Breast cancer impacted 3 generations of women in my family, my great-grandmother, my grandmother, and my mother, who had metastatic breast cancer. And so knowing my family history with breast cancer, I also had a father who is a prostate cancer survivor. That really swung me into action to taking better care of my own health and knowing my risk. And it was actually after we lost my mother to breast cancer that we experienced our first Komen Race for the Cure. And it was at that time that Race for the Cure really helped me to see that my family and I were not alone, that there was a community, a larger community around us that had also been impacted by breast cancer, women, men, family members, caregivers. And so that was really a safe space for us, that walk, to really help us to come together and know that we were not alone.
It seems to me that that whole process also led you to a point where you now are an advocate for people to take better care of themselves as a result of that whole experience and the generations of cancer in your family. But now, how important is it for others to be, as difficult as it can be sometimes, to really focus on their own health?
You know, knowing my family history of breast cancer was something that I needed to find out, because that really helped me to find out my own risk. And through that knowledge and through that information, I actually underwent genetic counseling and genetic testing with, where I found out that I was the carrier, I am the carrier of the BRCA2 gene mutation, which makes me at a higher risk of breast and ovarian cancer. And so it was through that knowledge I was able to make informed health decisions to protect my breast health. And so it's very important we know our family history. It's very important we ask questions, and it's also very important that we find educational resources to help us to make those informed health decisions, and that's what Komen provides.
And Komen also, still a main part of their whole mission is research, right? The money raised going to research, which can help to figure out best ways to deal with some of the issues related to some of the mutations that you're dealing with.
Yes, so our mission is to address the most critical needs of our communities and to invest in breakthrough research to prevent and cure breast cancer, and that is one of our focuses for our race. Our race supports our mission and also supports that research.
One of the missions I know, it deals with the disparity that's going on in various communities, and one of them has to do with African American women and their breast health. And nationally, black women are 40% more likely than white women to die from breast cancer, and in Harris County, that's 60% more likely. So that makes it even more acute to raise money for research, especially for folk in this community.
Yes, so Susan G. Komen in August launched Stand for Her. Stand for Her originally began in 2015 under the name of the African American Health Equity Initiative with support of the Fund 2 Foundation, with the goal to address the disparities in late-stage diagnosis and mortality rate between black and white women by 25% in 10 targeted metropolitan areas where the disparities are the most significant. And Komen Houston, as you said, is one of those areas where black women in Houston are 40% more, or 60% more likely to die from breast cancer than white women, which is above the national average.
That stat is there. What's the process in trying to figure it out?
So So from the data, there's several factors that are factors of these egregious numbers in data sets, and a few factors are biological factors. You have aggressive forms of breast cancer. A triple negative breast cancer is an aggressive form of breast cancer. You have social determinants of health factors that impact Black women. Healthcare, it's very important that healthcare providers understand that factors such as food insecurity, economic instability, transportation, and time and care, all of those can be barriers for women to access care. Another important factor is quality. A lot of the comprehensive cancer centers and academic cancer centers are located predominantly in white neighborhoods, whereas in the Black communities you see a lot of the community clinics. And finally, another large factor that we saw were that Black women did not feel heard or feel seen, or they felt forms of racism or discrimination, or even felt discriminated against because of the type of medical care that they covered, whether it be Medicare or Medicaid or other forms of health care.
Race is October 2nd?
Yes, Saturday, October 2nd.
And it's in person, but it's also virtual for those who want.
So yes, the race does look a little different this year. There's two options. It is in person, beginning at Sam Houston Park and ending at Allen Parkway downtown. We also have a virtual option, which we have some satellite locations. In person, the race begins at 7:45 a.m. Virtually, it begins at 9 a.m. And for more information, you can go to Komen.org/Houston Race.
And I am putting all that information on my website so people can get to that as well. If you've never been a part of this, you really need to make it a point to go. Whether you have cancer in your family or not, you need to be there because of the communal support. It's just a family get-together of people embracing each other, trying to get through the next stage. So yes. I love it, and I love the fact that all of you who are working with it, because I've got a personal stake in this as well. So get out there and be a part of that. We're going to talk more about this on our Newsmakers Extra. We're going to continue this conversation a little bit. Hopefully, go to the Houston Newsmakers Extra online and click to Houston.com, okay? Thank you, Ashley, for sticking around for more of our conversation. We'll continue to do that in just a moment. Just ahead, we're going to recognize Hispanic Heritage Month. I'll introduce you to the work being done by the Institute of Hispanic Culture of Houston, what this organization's been doing in Houston since